ANZ Events presenta
I've done numerous conventions. This is probably my, this is probably, and we're getting in between 15 and 20 over the years, yeah.
I have been to two others. I've been to San Diego Comic-Con and the London Expo as well. So this is my third.
I have been to now, I think, 7 fun events, yes. I got to go to Australia and Spain and France and England, and it's great to be able to do this. Like, it's already great to be an actor and to get to play these great parts, and then to get to travel around and meet all of our fans. It's like icing on the cake, we say.
It's been a lot of fun. The people have been amazing. It's been very calm yet exciting, and we've had some really great fan questions, and the experience has been really good. It's been a lot of fun.
I feel grateful and I feel fortunate because I think so many people work hard at jobs where they don't get any kind of recognition, and I think we are doubly lucky to get that. And I feel, I think in particular when you come to these, you really see how much these shows mean to people, and that it means a lot to them to meet you, that people will pay to come and sit at a table and talk or eat with us. You just feel really blessed that somehow that is your job.
It's great. I love these things for, you know, for that reason, for the fans. It's seeing the faces of the fans and the reactions. It's kind of like, you know, making their day makes my day. So, yeah.
Well, gosh, Dragon Con, there's all sorts of kind of crazy things. And I remember a guy dressed as Dexter. Do you know the show Dexter?
Yes, I'm fine.
Yeah, and he asked if he could take a picture, like, from behind holding a syringe in my neck. So that one I remember very much.
Every moment that you come across when someone is a fan is always very special, and there's always something funny and awkward yet very genuine about it. So I think every moment with every person is, you know, there's a lot of funny and a lot of fun involved in it too.
I always remember when I first started doing these, I was doing alias ones, and I played an Englishman most of my career, and I was in London or Birmingham, I don't know, somewhere in England, and the fans they'd always be like, the English fans were like, do the accent, and I was like, you're asking a kid from Oregon to do an accent you're doing perfectly. I always thought that was fun.
I become fans of the shows that I watch. So we've got some beautiful actors here from Game of Thrones, and I'm such a huge fan. And I mean, even Once Upon a Time, I've never worked with Keegan or David, but I love their material. And so I become super fans of people. Usually after I meet them is when I become a super fan. But yeah, I was very excited about the Game of Thrones choice.
Well, sure, I think we all are to some degree, absolutely. Oh my gosh, when I was young, like U2 was my big thing, and the drummer in particular, Larry Mullen Jr. So I was like kind of, and I ended up living in the same neck of the woods in Dublin that he lived in, and I would go to his local bar, and I remember being at the bar and being like, you know, so I totally get that. And here for this one, I love Game of Thrones. So to get to meet a couple of guys from Game of Thrones, although I was really, really crushed that Kit Harington did not come. Like, I think thousands of girls were crushed that Kit Harington didn't come. So next time, you must come.
Sure, I'm a big fan. I don't know if I'd do, I don't know what I'd do if I ever met, like, Tom York from Radiohead, or just my favorite band. I one time on the set of Alias again, they were building the sets for Pirates of the Caribbean all year. They were building that. It was a big cave scene at the end of that movie, the first one, and so all year we saw like the evolution of this set, and it started from styrofoam and then the paint and then all sorts of stuff, and we're like, in any moment Johnny Depp is going to be there, and Jeffrey Rush, and sure enough, you know, Their trailers were right next to ours, and they had the big pirate flag for their base camp up. And I saw Jeffrey Rush outside smoking a cigarette, and I was just going from set. I was like, I want to meet them. And I said to one of the PAs, I said, I want to meet Johnny. And she just walked me to my trailer, and I was eating some barbecue in my trailer. And she just, they usually knock on the door, but she just ripped open the door and said, Johnny's ready to meet you now. And I was like, what? And I wiped up off the barbecue sauce in my face. I was like, okay. And I go to his trailer and get a rap with him for a second, get to smoke one of his licorice wrapped cigarettes with him. He said in his trailer, he's like, do you mind if I smoke? I was like, are you kidding? I would love to smoke with you. He's like, oh, here you go. And he was just the coolest, most humble dude ever. And it was a good, I was a complete fanboy at that moment. And he couldn't have been more kind. And it was funny, he asked, he's like, oh, how long have you been on this show? And I was like, I was very lucky. This is my first gig. I've been on it for like a year now. He's like, oh man, we're all lucky. And I didn't know if he meant that as actors or as humans. Whatever he said, he sounded like a prophet. And I was like, have you watched it? And he's like, no. That's funny. Hey, this is David Anders live from WizardCon in Madrid with KLZ Events. WizardCon, having a great time. Thank you.
Hola, it's me, Keegan, Tracy, and I am so happy to be here at WizardCon KLZ event. And how do you say? Oh, I learned this. Estoy muy contenta de estar aquí. Gracias.
Hola, me llamo Jessy Schram. I am here for WizardCon with KLC Events, and it's amazing. Besos.